Good afternoon, FCS staff and parents, and happy Sunday. I'm reaching out to provide you with the latest development on local funding for our schools. I know you're probably tired of hearing from me on this, and the last thing that I want to be doing on a Sunday afternoon is sending you this message. But I think you deserve an update, and I do want to keep you informed. As you already know, on May 20th, the county manager recommended funding our schools at a level for next year that will not allow us to maintain the longevity bonus for our employees, and this is highly concerning. If we don't receive these funds, we will not be able to compete with the financial incentives that our neighboring districts provide to recruit and retain employees. As a result, our schools and ultimately our students will suffer if we do not receive full funding. The county manager understands the importance of paying employees a competitive wage, and she is recommending at least $1.4 billion in raises for county government employees for next year. Our Board of Education was concerned with the county manager's recommendation regarding school funding, and they sent a letter to the Board of Commissioners on May 23rd outlining questions regarding her funding recommendations. In that letter, our board asked for a report from the county's paid educational consultant on their findings after they reviewed our budget request. We received no response to this letter until late this past Friday afternoon. The response we received was a letter from Womble Bond Dickinson, a high-profile international law firm, stating that we had not provided budget information to the county despite multiple attempts or requests from them. This is a mischaracterization, and we have provided a timeline of communication regarding budget development for you to take a look at yourselves. The bottom line is that funding of our schools is critical, and we have done everything in our power to work to ensure that we receive the funds that are needed to operate next year. On May 15th, as an example, we met with county leadership for several hours. We went question by question with their paid educational consultant to clarify the information we provided, and we left that meeting with the impression that the county had everything that they needed and that all questions had been answered. But at the end of that meeting, I reiterated that if they needed anything additionally to let me know to please reach out. We received no follow-up with any additional questions from that meeting. On May 20th, the county manager, as you know, moved forward with her recommendation to underfund our schools. With no rationale for this recommendation and with no mention whatsoever of information still being needed from the school system. We actually heard nothing further until the attorney's letter late this past Friday afternoon. Communication is so critical, and we strive as a district to be good communicators. This is why we've worked hard to engage the county manager and the Board of Commissioners in our budget work. You can see this in the timeline that I'm sharing with you on our communications around the budget. It is disappointing that the county manager has resorted to hiring an external law firm and an educational consultant instead of just sitting down, even once, for us to meet and for us to review our budget request and ask questions that we are more than willing to answer. I'd like to reiterate that our funding request is basic. We need full funding of our additional $5.2 million for current expenses. Only $3.36 million of this will go to Franklin County Schools, and $2.5 million of that is just to maintain the longevity bonus that supplements the salaries of over 1,000 employees. The rest is to pay for increased utility and benefits costs. The county, we believe, can afford to do this out of fund balance without raising taxes. Tomorrow night, the Board of Commissioners is holding a public forum on the proposed budget at 7 p.m. at the Franklin Plaza in Lewisburg. If you have opinions on this, you can sign up for public comment. You would need to be there in advance of the meeting. I wanted you to provide this update. As always, thank you for your support, and feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.